All right, well, we now are privileged to have 5 minutes with the newly minted, undisputed UFC middleweight champion, Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus, very gracious of you to join us. I know you're traveling home on Wednesday, but you're still in Toronto. And for all of those of us who have witnessed the way you have conducted yourself over 7 UFC fight weeks, 7 wins, 7 fighter meetings, so gracious with the fan base and the media, we tip our caps to you. Still Knox is on top of the world, and you deserve it, my man. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Gents. It's great to be here, great to talk with you. And, of course, having this bad boy next to me, I mean, it means the world. And I'm incredibly happy where I am right now.
Well, we're going to be respectful of your time, but I do want to start with the middle portions of this fight. Daniel Cormier passed me a note after round 4, and it said 3-1 DDP. And those of us felt like on the broadcast that you had controlled the middle portions of the fight, 1 rounds 2, 3, and 4. There was tremendous impact, we thought, to everything you were doing offensively. How close did the fight feel as you were in it?
Yeah, the fight felt pretty close. I mean, I knew I lost to round 1 when I went to the corner because that was our game plan. Our game plan was to fight Shan Strickland's fight in the first 2 rounds, but fighting the exact fight that he would fight. So going forward and landing one punch, one kick. And that would surprise them a little because they would think I'm going to come out with the big bombs early. And after the first round, I went to the corner and I said, I think we have to, and obviously my coach would shout to me when the round's about to end to get that takedown. And we made sure we got that at the end of every round to either level the playing field or to make sure we tipped the round in our favor. So that was our plan. It wasn't to get him down and hold him down. It was to get the takedown, secure a position, get back up. And after the first round, I went into the corner and I said, I think we have to do a little bit more than that because we lost that round. And he said, you definitely did. And I felt we won that. He said he thinks it was very close, but my coach said I think we won that round, but it was very close. 3 and 4, I definitely won those rounds. I felt incredibly good in those rounds, especially in round 4. I felt it's funny that it happened that way, but after round 3, during round 3, I could see Shan Strickland's face, and I could see him going, you know. I saw him backpedaling and getting tired, and I felt this is great for me. So from round 3, we started fighting my fight in terms of now I'm putting the combo together, trying to land the big shots. But yeah, I mean, it was a tough fight.
Dricus, I'm curious about the power of Shan Strickland. The jab got your eye to swell a little bit early. You were able to get it back into control and bring the fight back in your favor. Was it one of those techniques where it accumulated over time? You're like, oh shit, I can't really see well out of the eye? Or was it immediately one of those things like, man, this guy's jab is hurting me?
No, what happened was that was surprising because he jabbed the first jab he threw. I took it, I just looked at it and I took it right on the forehead. And I went, well, that is solid, but it's not powerful like I'm going to go out, he's going to drop me, rock me with it at all. It was just a solid jab. Then I thought, okay, this is his weapon. I immediately knew that. But I never thought that this is going to put me in danger. So I just took it. I took the jab and I thought, okay, if I can take the jab, that's where I'm going to punch off. Every time he lands that jab, I let him land the jab and I can get off that. And after the first jab, second jab, then he jabbed me on my eye and it didn't hurt, but all of a sudden I could see my eye starting to close, and I go, shit, you can't just take these shots, man.
So it was the accumulation of these shots.
Yeah, and I realized with this small gloves, because his jab is really good. It's not that fast. You can see it coming. It's a solid jab. It feels like a hammer fist, like boom, boom. And every time I saw my eye start closing, and all of a sudden my eye was completely shut I think it was in the first round, my eye was completely shut.
Yeah.
And I just immediately realized you have to start parrying this jab. You have to start getting out of the way of this jab because it didn't hurt me, but it's beating up your face. It's a 4-ounce glove.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I had to start making the adjustments.
Yeah. And Dricuss, just want to say, first off, congratulations. I think you're a great ambassador to the sport. I'll always be a fan of the fact that after that fight, you didn't even think of having a lawsuit. I think that's a stand-up guy. Those are the guys I love, and I think you're going to carry yourself as a really, really good champion. Were you when they were announcing the decision? Were you totally convinced you won, or did you have some wiggle room in there where it could go either way?
Before, thank you. Firstly, before we went to a split decision, in my mind, I won the fight. I felt going to the fifth. I honestly feel even in the fifth round, I feel Shan Strickland gave it his all, but only at the end of the round. I felt that I controlled that fifth round up until the very, very end, where he started, and how I took that when he started throwing those just haymakers. And I took that as his corner shouted 30 seconds.
Yeah,
30 seconds of his round left. And he went for it. And I thought, in my mind, I went, because this is his Hail Mary. He is losing this fight. And I had in my mind, I really honestly thought that I won the fight. And directly after the bell, I went to my coach and my brother, and I went, we got it. And they both said, yes, I think we got it. Because I had it that we got this fight.
Yeah.
And when they started announcing the split decision, the word "and" has never felt so long. And I'm like, Mr. Buffer, come on.
let me tell you, Dricuss, it feels long when you're watching the fight. You're not even fighting. So I guarantee you, for you, it's got to be 10 times.
Oh, man. It was.
I'll tell you a funny story about that. When Matt Serra fought Matt Hughes, I thought Serra won the fight. And now they both named Matt. Right? So as he
said, I had to deal with the Matt too.
Oh my God, you had to deal with the same name. I almost died. I really thought we had to fight. It was crazy. But so I get where you're coming from, and that wasn't even at the same name, So
we got a couple more minutes here with the new undisputed UFC middleweight champion, Dricus Du Plessis. I quickly wanted to ask you about just your collectedness and your composure for all of these big fights, because I have said in the past that I think Shan Strickland is a big game player. As these fights get bigger, you just seem to get better. I know the wealth of championship experience in South Africa, KSW, but when you hit that tunnel, bro, like it just seems like you're ready to go. So it seemed like there wasn't anything different in terms of UFC championship nerves. You seem ready to go, even if you didn't win round one.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that was it was an important part of this fight. There was a lot of questions on my cardio, and
without a doubt,
and people had asked the question, can this guy go 5 rounds? And I always said yes, because when I train, I can, but I've never done it in a fight, never. And when I got into this fight, when I went to the corner after the third round, my first time ever going past the third round, I told my coach, oh, this guy's in trouble. I told him that because I felt amazing in the round, entering round 4, and I could see. But it was all about going out there and sticking to the plan and don't get reckless. I wasn't conserving energy, and there wasn't a stage in the fight where I thought, don't do this because you might get tired. I just fought my fight. I fought the game plan we had. I fought everything that we were planning, and it worked out great. And as for the championship mindset, when you get to a level, when you've walked out there to fight Robert Whittaker, that it doesn't really matter if there's a belt on the line or not. The pressure you feel there, the magnitude of that moment is as big as it's going to get.
Well, we're so excited for the Dricus Du Plessis era. Before I let you go, I can't speak to the financial swing for you if you fight at UFC 300 as somebody who will now make pay-per-view points as a champion, or maybe fight a few months or weeks thereafter at UFC 302. But we're 11 weeks out from UFC 300. Look like the right foot was maybe in a boot, but you've already done some healing. Your face looks fantastic. So what can you tell us about this first title defense and how realistic UFC 300 in 11 weeks might be?
Oh, listen, I'm not seeing any doctors or anything here in Canada. I'm flying back tomorrow night. I'm gonna be as soon as I arrive, same day, I'll be in the MRI machine, making sure that how the body's looking. Right now, I feel a little bit beat up. Face healed up nicely. Face is not that bad, Legs were pretty beat up. Even before the fight, I had a couple of things, but nothing serious. Nothing serious. It's a little bit hard to step on the foot right now. I have a boot in the right one, but the left one is just as banged up. But they didn't have two boots, so I had to make the decision. And so at first they wanted to give me. They go, the medical personnel at the UFC goes, let's put you in a boot, your foot, because I'm really struggling. And I go, there's no way I'm putting my foot in a boot. It's fine. I'm doing media. It's fine. Then I cool down. I take a shower. I put on my suit. I go, yeah, okay, give me that boot. And they said, okay, and we have the crutches. We have the crutches. I'm like, there's no way I'm walking on crutches.
Yeah, that adrenaline is a good drug, isn't it?
Yeah, I walked to the first interview. After that first interview, I go, okay, give me the crutches. Then I walk to the crutches. Yesterday morning, I wake up and I tell my girlfriend, hey, phone the lobby and ask them if they have a wheelchair.
Well, I got
I went down to breakfast in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk on either leg.
Man, well, whenever it happens, man, we can't wait to see it. And
this is worth it. This is worth it.
That world championship, it couldn't happen to a better guy. I'm so happy for Mornay Visser and the entire team and your family and 100 plus family and friends, all from South Africa, descend upon Toronto, watch parties everywhere in South Africa. Congratulations. You're very gracious to give us a few minutes, man. I can't wait to shake your hand and congratulate you in a few months. And maybe we'll see you April 13th, my man. Okay.
That'll be amazing. I would love to be on UFC 300. It's going to be historic. Thank you for having me, James. It means the world. Thank you.
You're the man. There he is.
Congrats, man.
Have a good one, Jen.
Congrats, man.
UFC middleweight champion, South Africa's Dricus Du Plessis. Absolutely incredible.
I got to tell you, just a great guy. You get the feel. That's what I say. I like the way he conducts himself. Look, he made a believer out of me. I'll be honest with you. I think I've been not seeing anything all the time, but he's always just conducted himself like a true – he conducts himself like a champion. I think he's going to really represent well, and he's a likable guy. He really is.
I think everyone should be really glad that I never won a belt because I'd be walking around with a sport coat and no shirt underneath 24/7 from now.
Right.
Like, just like Dricus. I love it. It's a great look.
He's going to do it. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, he's going to say he's going to do a Tim Sylvia. Remember Tim?
Wherever he went, that thing was there.
He wore that thing like a belt you'd wear on your suit.
Right.